Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're taking a closer look at a coin that's often overlooked but holds surprising potential for collectors, the United States of America 5-cent coin from 2004, minted in Philadelphia. At first glance, it might seem like just another everyday nickel, but beneath its simple design lies a story of American history, intricate minting craftsmanship, and potential rarity that can make it a hidden gem in any coin collection. If you're a coin lover or a collector hunting for unique pieces, pay close attention. This 2004 Philadelphia nickel has much more to offer than meets the eye. The 2004 nickel features the familiar Jefferson design, honoring President Thomas Jefferson. On the obverse, you'll see Jefferson's distinguished profile, created by artist Felix Schlag. His image has appeared on the nickel since 1938, but subtle differences in detail, strike quality, and design refinement make each year unique. On the reverse, the iconic Monticello building is depicted, Jefferson's Virginia estate. The level of detail in the columns, roof, and surrounding elements showcases the U.S. Mint's dedication to precision and artistry. While the design may seem straightforward, collectors know that small variations, minting quirks, and errors can dramatically influence a coin's value. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is indicated by the absence of a mint mark. Millions were produced for circulation, so in general, the 2004 Philadelphia nickel is considered common. However, what makes it appealing to collectors is finding examples in pristine, uncirculated condition. Over time, most coins enter circulation, acquiring scratches, nicks, and wear that reduce their aesthetic appeal and market value. Coins that have been preserved in near-mint condition are increasingly rare and highly desirable among collectors seeking high-quality specimens. Errors and variations in minting can further elevate the collectible value of this nickel. One of the most sought-after anomalies is the double die. This occurs when a coin is struck more than once, slightly misaligned, creating visible doubling on letters, numbers, or design features. On the 2004 Philadelphia nickel, doubling can appear on Jefferson's portrait, the Monticello building, or the date, and coins exhibiting this error are highly prized for their uniqueness. Off-center strikes are another intriguing category of error. These occur when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in partial images or lettering. An off-center 2004 nickel can display parts of Monticello or Jefferson's portrait cut off, creating a visually striking and rare collectible. Planchet errors, including variations in metal composition, thickness, or surface texture, are less common but can turn an ordinary nickel into a one-of-a-kind treasure. Each error coin offers collectors a unique insight into the minting process, adding both historical and monetary value. Condition plays a crucial role in determining the value of the 2004 Philadelphia nickel. Circulated examples with visible wear are relatively common and typically hold modest value. However, coins in mint state, showing sharp details, smooth surfaces, and strong luster, are much rarer and sought after by collectors. Proof coins, struck with extra care at the San Francisco Mint, exhibit a mirror-like finish and exceptional detail, making them particularly desirable for collectors looking for top-tier examples. The historical context of this coin adds to its appeal. The 2004 nickel represents an era when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with modernized production techniques while maintaining the classic Jefferson design. Owning a coin from this year is not just about monetary value, it's about connecting to a piece of contemporary American numismatic history. For collectors, these coins offer a tangible link to the early 21st century, capturing both artistry and everyday American life in a small, metal package. Collectors also examine subtle features such as die cracks, variations in mint mark placement or absence, and differences in strike depth. Some coins may show faint doubling on the date or lettering, or tiny inconsistencies in the Monticello design, which can significantly increase their appeal and market value. Coins that combine rare errors with excellent condition are especially prized and can become centerpiece items in any collection. Now let's talk about real-world value. Circulated 2004 Philadelphia nickels generally sell for slightly above face value, making them accessible to casual collectors. Uncirculated coins, particularly those with sharp detail and original luster, typically range from $1 to $3 in the real market. Proof coins with exceptional finishes can command $5 to $10. Rare mint error coins, including noticeable double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet variations, have been sold at auction for $20 to $50, depending on the rarity and desirability among collectors. Even though the 2004 Philadelphia nickel may seem ordinary at first glance, its details, minting errors, and collectible potential make it a fascinating coin to study. Every line in Jefferson's portrait, every architectural feature of Monticello, and every minting anomaly offers collectors a chance to discover something special. This coin is a perfect example of how even modern circulation coins can hold surprises for those willing to look closely and appreciate the craft behind each piece. Second rare coin, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1972, minted in Denver. At first glance, this might look like a regular Jefferson nickel you might find in your pocket change, but this coin has a lot more to offer than meets the eye. For collectors, it represents a unique combination of history, design, potential minting errors, and rarity that can make it a highly desirable piece. If you're a coin lover, pay close attention, because the 1972 Denver nickel has subtle details and quirks that make it a must-know coin in the collecting world. The 1972 Jefferson Nickel carries the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, created by Felix Schlag. Jefferson's profile has adorned the nickel since 1938, but each year brings slight variations in strike quality, design sharpness, and minting characteristics that are of great interest to collectors. On the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, presented with remarkable precision and architectural detail. While the design may seem familiar, it's these small differences and imperfections that often determine a coin's rarity and value. This coin was minted in Denver, denoted by the D mint mark on the reverse, just above Monticello. Millions of these coins were produced for general circulation, making them relatively common. However, coins from this era that remain in uncirculated or mint condition are much rarer. Over decades, most have been handled in daily transactions, resulting in worn edges, flattened details, and loss of luster. Coins that retain sharp features, crisp lettering, and full detail in both Jefferson's portrait and Monticello are increasingly difficult to find, which makes them highly desirable to collectors seeking pristine examples. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1972 Denver nickel is the potential for minting errors, which can drastically increase a coin's value. Double dies are a particularly fascinating error. This occurs when the coin is struck twice on the die, causing visible doubling on the date, letters, or design elements. In the 1972 nickel, double die errors can appear on Jefferson's profile, Monticello, or the coin's date and lettering. Coins exhibiting such errors are rare and highly prized, offering collectors the thrill of owning a piece that is virtually one of a kind. Another type of error that can occur is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the striking process, causing portions of Jefferson or Monticello to be cut off. These off-center coins are visually striking and immediately attract collector attention. Planchet errors, including irregular metal composition, thickness variations, or surface defects, are also possible. Each of these errors adds a layer of rarity and uniqueness that elevates the coin above its standard counterparts. Condition plays a critical role in determining the value of the 1972 Denver nickel. Circulated coins with noticeable wear are abundant and hold modest value. However, coins preserved in mint state, maintaining full detail, sharp edges, and original luster, are much rarer and highly sought after by collectors. Proof coins, although primarily struck in San Francisco, are especially desirable for their mirror-like finish, exceptional detail, and eye-catching appeal. Coins that combine excellent condition with rare errors become crown jewels in any collection. The historical context of this coin adds to its allure. 1972 was a period of significant social and economic change in the United States. The Jefferson nickel from this year not only served as everyday currency, but also captured the craftsmanship and precision of the U.S. Mint during this era. Collectors value this coin not just for its monetary worth, but as a tangible piece of history, a snapshot of the nation during the early 70s, when the economy, politics, and culture were evolving rapidly. Collectors also pay attention to subtle variations such as die cracks, minor planchet flaws, and slight inconsistencies in the strike. Some 1972 Denver nickels may display faint doubling, tiny surface anomalies, or irregularities in Monticello's details, which can significantly enhance their collectible value. Coins that combine these unusual traits with pristine condition are especially rare and can fetch higher prices in the collector market. Now, let's get to the real-world value of this coin. Circulated 1972 Denver nickels generally trade for slightly above face value, making them easily accessible for casual collectors. Coins that are uncirculated or in mint state with strong detail usually sell for $3 to $5 in the real market. Proof coins or coins with exceptional surfaces may command $5 to $10. Rare mint error coins, such as noticeable double dies, off-center strikes, or unique planchet anomalies, have been sold at auction for $20 to $50, depending on the error's severity and collector interest. Even though the 1972 Denver Jefferson nickel might seem like a common coin at first glance, its subtle details, potential minting errors, and collectible appeal make it a fascinating piece to study. Every line on Jefferson's portrait, every architectural detail of Monticello, and every anomaly in the strike can transform a seemingly ordinary nickel into a collectible gem. Coins like this highlight the excitement and discovery that comes with coin collecting, even for pieces minted in large quantities. Third expensive coin. We're exploring a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but holds hidden appeal for anyone interested in U.S. numismatics, the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1987, minted in Denver. While Jefferson nickels are common in circulation, this 1987 Denver issue has subtle characteristics, potential minting errors, and collectible appeal that make it an interesting find. If you love coins, history, or the thrill of discovering rare variations, listen carefully because this coin has a story that deserves attention. The 1987 Denver nickel continues the classic Jefferson design, which has been a hallmark of the U.S. 5-cent coin since 1938. The obverse features the familiar profile of President Thomas Jefferson, crafted by Felix Schlag. Jefferson's image has become iconic over the decades, but each year's minting carries small differences in strike quality, die usage, and detail sharpness, which collectors watch closely. On the reverse, the Monticello building stands proudly, showing Jefferson's estate in Virginia with fine architectural detail. While the design may appear straightforward, collectors know that small variations in these features can significantly impact the coin's value and appeal. This coin was minted in Denver, indicated by the D mint mark located above Monticello on the reverse. Millions of these nickels were produced for circulation, so in general, the 1987 Denver nickel is common. However, what makes it special to collectors is condition and the presence of any minting anomalies. Over decades, coins in circulation accumulate wear, scratches, and flattened details, particularly on Jefferson's profile and Monticello's intricate design. Coins that have survived in near mint or uncirculated condition are increasingly rare and highly desirable among collectors seeking pristine examples from this era. Minting errors can further elevate the interest and value of the 1987 Denver nickel. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once in slightly misaligned positions, creating a visible doubling effect on the date, lettering, or design elements. On this coin, doubling may appear on Jefferson's portrait, the Monticello building, or even on the date itself. Double die nickels are highly prized because each coin is essentially a unique collectible, making it a standout in any collection. Off-center strikes are another fascinating error that can dramatically increase a coin's rarity and appeal. When the coin is misaligned during the striking process, parts of Jefferson's portrait or Monticello may be missing or shifted. These off-center coins are visually striking and immediately catch the eye of collectors. Planchet errors, including variations in metal composition, thickness inconsistencies, or surface defects, are also possible and rare. Each of these anomalies tells a story of the minting process and provides collectors with a unique piece of numismatic history. Condition remains a critical factor in assessing value. Circulated 1987 Denver nickels are relatively abundant and usually carry modest value, making them accessible for casual collectors. Uncirculated coins with crisp details, full luster, and sharp lettering are much rarer and can be highly sought after. Proof coins, struck with extra care at the San Francisco Mint, are especially desirable for their mirror-like finish and exceptional detail, although the 1987 Denver coin itself was primarily produced for circulation. Coins that combine mint state condition with a notable minting error can become true highlights of a collection. The historical context adds another layer of interest. The 1980s were a period of economic stability and technological progress in the United States. The Jefferson Nickel from 1987 reflects both the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint and the continuity of American coinage design during this era. For collectors, it's not just about monetary value, it's also a tangible link to late 20th century American history. Holding this coin connects you to the daily life of the period, making it a small but significant piece of cultural heritage. Collectors also examine subtle features like die cracks, minor planchet imperfections, or faint doubling in lettering or design. Even small irregularities can elevate the coin's collectible appeal. For the 1987 Denver nickel, careful inspection under magnification can reveal these minute details, and coins that combine these anomalies with excellent condition are highly prized. Coins with multiple errors or particularly strong strikes can become centerpiece items in a collection, showing that even a seemingly ordinary nickel can hold surprises. Now let's talk about value. Circulated 1987 Denver nickels typically sell for slightly above face value, making them accessible to anyone starting their collection. Uncirculated coins with crisp details and full luster usually trade for around $2 to $5 in the real market. Rare mint error coins, including prominent double dies, off-center strikes, or notable planchet variations, have been sold at auction for $20 to $50, depending on the severity of the error and collector demand. Proof quality examples, though limited, can fetch slightly higher prices due to their superior strike and finish. Even though the 1987 Denver nickel may appear ordinary, its details, potential errors, and collectible appeal make it a fascinating coin to study. Every line in Jefferson's portrait, every architectural detail of Monticello, and every subtle minting anomaly can transform this seemingly everyday coin into a sought-after collector's item. Coins like this highlight the excitement of numismatics and the value of careful observation, showing that hidden treasures can exist even among common circulation coins. Especially, we're diving into a classic piece of American numismatic history, the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1964, minted in Denver. At first glance, it might look like an everyday Jefferson nickel, but for collectors, this coin is a fascinating story of history, design, and hidden rarity. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin journey, this 1964 Denver nickel deserves a closer look. Listen carefully, because this small coin can hold big surprises. The 1964 Denver nickel features the timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, crafted by Felix Schlag. Jefferson has adorned the 5-cent coin since 1938, and over the years, small variations in the minting process, die usage, and strike quality have created subtle differences that collectors love to study. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, stands in striking detail. While it may look familiar, collectors know that the tiniest details, whether in the lines of Jefferson's profile, the roof of Monticello, or the lettering, can make a coin significantly more valuable. This coin was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark above Monticello. While millions of 1964 Denver nickels were produced for circulation, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is much rarer. Over decades, coins in circulation inevitably suffer wear, scratches, and loss of detail. A coin that retains full luster, crisp lettering, and sharp design features is highly desirable for collectors. These coins offer a glimpse into the past and preserve the artistry of the U.S. Mint at a time when coin production was transitioning to accommodate an ever-growing economy. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1964 Denver nickel is the potential for minting errors. Double dies are particularly fascinating and can dramatically increase a coin's value. This occurs when a coin is struck more than once on a slightly misaligned die, producing visible doubling on the date, lettering, or design elements. On this coin, double die errors may appear on Jefferson's portrait, the Monticello building, or the coin's date. Coins with noticeable doubling are rare and highly sought after, giving collectors the thrill of owning something virtually unique. Another intriguing error is the off-center strike. When the coin is misaligned during the striking process, parts of Jefferson's profile or Monticello may be missing or shifted, creating a visually striking coin. Planchet errors, including unusual metal composition, thickness inconsistencies, or surface defects, are also possible. Each of these errors tells a story about the minting process and transforms a standard nickel into a collectible treasure. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. Circulated 1964 Denver nickels are fairly common and generally trade for a small premium over face value. However, coins in uncirculated condition, with full luster and sharp detail, are significantly rarer. Proof coins or coins that show exceptional strike quality are particularly prized by collectors. When these factors combine with a minting error, like a double die or off-center strike, the coin's collectible value can rise substantially. Historically, 1964 was a notable year in American coinage. It was the final year of Jefferson Nickels being minted before the U.S. Mint fully embraced modern production techniques that would dominate the later part of the century. The 1964 Denver nickel reflects both the craftsmanship and the technological transitions of its time. For collectors, it's more than just a 5-cent coin. It's a piece of history that captures the economy, culture, and artistry of the United States in the mid-20th century. Even minor variations can catch the eye of a collector. Die cracks, tiny planchet flaws, or faint doubling in lettering or design can elevate a coin from ordinary to highly collectible. For the 1964 Denver nickel, careful inspection often reveals subtle differences that may not be visible at first glance. Coins that combine these minor anomalies with excellent condition are especially prized and can become the centerpiece of a collection. Now, let's talk about the real-world value. Circulated 1964 Denver nickels are usually worth slightly above face value, making them accessible to anyone interested in starting a collection. Coins in uncirculated condition, with sharp detail and full luster, typically trade for around $2 to $5 in the real market. Mint error coins, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unique planchet issues, have been sold at auction for $20 to $50, depending on the error's severity and collector demand. Proof quality examples, though rare, can fetch slightly higher prices. Even though the 1964 Denver nickel may seem like an everyday coin, its subtle details, potential errors, and collectible appeal make it fascinating to study. Every line in Jefferson's portrait, every architectural feature of Monticello, and every anomaly in the strike can transform this seemingly ordinary nickel into a treasured collectible. Coins like this highlight the excitement of coin collecting, showing that even the smallest coins can hold immense historical and monetary value. Last unique coin. We're diving into a coin that might look like just another everyday nickel, but holds a special charm for those who truly appreciate U.S. numismatics, the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1997, minted in Philadelphia. While Jefferson nickels are among the most common coins in circulation, this 1997 Philadelphia issue has subtle details, potential minting errors, and collector appeal that make it a fascinating addition to any collection. So grab your magnifying glass and pay close attention, because this small coin may have big surprises waiting for you. The 1997 Philadelphia nickel continues the classic Jefferson design, which has been a staple of the 5-cent coin since 1938. On the obverse, you'll find Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, portrayed in a profile designed by Felix Schlag. Jefferson's image is instantly recognizable, but coin collectors know that the smallest variations in strike quality, lettering, and die usage can make a big difference in value. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, is depicted with careful architectural detail. Even though the design has remained largely consistent over decades, collectors look for tiny differences in the details of the building, the inscriptions, and the finish, which can set one coin apart from another. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, denoted by the absence of a mint mark on the obverse side. Millions of these nickels were produced for everyday circulation, making them fairly common in general. However, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is much rarer. Over the years, most of these coins have seen the wear and tear of daily transactions, which flattens details on Jefferson's face and Monticello's roofline. Coins that retain their original luster, sharp lettering, and fine details are highly prized by collectors because they represent a piece of history in near-perfect condition. The 1997 Philadelphia nickel is also intriguing because of potential minting errors. Double dies are particularly exciting for collectors. This error occurs when the coin is struck more than once on a slightly misaligned die, resulting in visible doubling of the date, lettering, or design elements. On this nickel, doubling can appear subtly on Jefferson's profile, the Monticello building, or the numerals of the date. Double die coins are unique and highly collectible because no two are exactly alike, giving them a special place in any collection. Off-center strikes are another fascinating error. When a coin is misaligned during striking, parts of Jefferson's portrait or Monticello may appear shifted or partially missing. These off-center coins are visually striking and immediately catch the eye of collectors. Planchet errors, which include unusual metal composition, thickness inconsistencies, or surface defects, are also possible. Each of these anomalies provides a rare glimpse into the minting process and transforms a seemingly ordinary coin into a unique collectible. Condition is crucial when assessing the value of the 1997 Philadelphia nickel. Circulated examples are relatively common and usually carry only a small premium above face value. However, uncirculated coins with full luster, sharp details, and crisp lettering are much rarer. Proof-quality coins, although primarily produced at the San Francisco Mint, demonstrate the importance of strike quality and finish in evaluating a coin's worth. Coins that combine excellent condition with a minting error, like a double die or off-center strike, can become especially prized by collectors, sometimes becoming the centerpiece of a collection. The 1990s were a period of stability and growth for the United States, and the coins from this era reflect both modern minting practices and continuity in American coin design. For collectors, the 1997 Philadelphia nickel is not just a 5-cent piece. It's a window into the everyday life and economy of late 20th century America. It's a coin that captures both history and artistry, linking us to the decades-long tradition of Jefferson Nickels. Collectors also enjoy examining subtle features such as die cracks, faint doubling, or minor planchet imperfections. Even these small irregularities can elevate a coin's value and make it stand out from the millions of other nickels produced in the same year. For the 1997 Philadelphia nickel, careful inspection with a magnifying glass can reveal details that aren't visible to the naked eye, turning an ordinary coin into a fascinating numismatic study. Coins with multiple anomalies or particularly strong strikes can become rare collector highlights, proving that even a common circulation coin can hold surprises. Now, let's talk about real-world value. Circulated 1997 Philadelphia nickels typically trade for slightly more than face value, making them accessible to anyone starting a collection. Uncirculated coins with sharp detail and original luster usually sell for around $1 to $3 in the real market. Rare mint error coins, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or notable planchet variations, have been sold at auction for $10 to $25, depending on the severity of the error and demand from collectors. Proof-quality examples or coins with exceptionally striking errors can command slightly higher prices, making them particularly attractive to serious numismatists. Even though the 1997 Philadelphia nickel may look like an ordinary coin at first glance, its subtle design details, potential minting errors, and collectible appeal make it a fascinating subject for study. Every line on Jefferson's face, every architectural detail of Monticello, and every tiny anomaly in the strike can transform this simple nickel into a unique collectible piece. Coins like this highlight the excitement of coin collecting, showing that even everyday circulation coins can hide history, artistry, and real monetary value. So next time you come across a 1997 Philadelphia nickel, take a closer look. Examine Jefferson's features, Monticello's details, and the coin's surface for errors, sharp strikes, and preserved luster. You could be holding a small piece of history and a collectible gem that brings both joy and value to your collection. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!